Benvenuto. Welcome to the tasting table today. I'm glad you're here. This wine is next. This is Morette Bardolino Chiaretto Classico 2020 vintage. Stay tuned and I'll tell you about this beautiful, polished, gorgeous Rosa wine. Now, before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the channel and give a like to this video. So when I think of the word rosa, it's actually very close to the word rosé, so it's actually very understandable. And I think a lot of producers that I've spoken with are really pushing towards that. Probably the only exception would be the Prosecco Rosé, which is adopting the international term for the pinkish colored wine or pinkish colored sparkling wine from the Prosecco region. So I think that's something you're going to find that's probably going to stay in terms of that name convention. So there are regions I think they're always going to retain their names, Bardolino Chiaretto, or think about the Ceresolo di Abruzzo. So they're going to retain those names versus inputting a Rosa at the end of those names. I did join a tasting called Rosautoctono, and that's really talking about the rosé colored wines. They're talking about the rosé, so rosa is a beginning word, and autochtono would be autochthonous, and so that's talking about the native varieties. And so you have the rosé or rosa wines from the autochthonous grapes from specific regions. And they're not something that's just newfangled. It's been made for quite some time. I'll briefly go through this. I'll show you this map here. So there are several regions that have joined this consortium or consorzio. That's Chiaretto di Bardolino, Valtenesi Chiaretto, Ceresolo di Abruzzo, Casteldemonte, Bombino Nero, Salice Salentino, and the Ciro from Calabria. So you have these regions that have really signed up for Rosautoctono. And so these wine grapes, I think, one thing I love about this wine is it's just so harmonious and beautiful. So you're gonna have this wine, which is centering on the native wine grapes from this region, which is 55% Corvina, 35% Rondanella, and 10% Molinara. And so to me, I think this is very representative of the region, and it's absolutely hauntingly beautiful, gorgeous. I have reviewed another Bardolino wine. I think they're just outstandingly superb wines. They're full of character. They're highly nuanced in some ways, and yet very expressive. Now, let me show you the label up close. Of course, Le Morette. This is, of course, a Bardolino Chiaretto Classico. So here's a back label for you to look at. 12% ABV. Beautiful contents inside. It is a screw cap wine, which, you know, I'm seeing obviously much more often in Italia, but it is not something you see all the time from Italian wine producers. To me, I think these wines are very outstanding to enjoy with this, you know, beginning part of your meals. While I do say rosé or rosa wines should be served year round, and they definitely should, it's just so, I think, comforting and welcoming, especially in the warmer seasons, to enjoy this with food, maybe a picnic, because it is screw cap, easy to, you know, not have to bring a wine opener or wine key. And so to me, very expressive wine. I like the notes on this, such as mountain strawberry, golden citrus skin, seashells, and flowers. And next, the palate characterization. So what I very much enjoy about the Bardolino Chiaretto wines is I think they very much express the varieties, the Corvina, the Rondanella, Molinara. While it's not the you know, full experience of this as a vinified red wine, now this wine is very reminiscent of its wine variety heritage. It does express very nicely as a rosa or rosé wine. And so to me, I get on this is white and yellow stone fruit, fresh strawberries, sea spray, and white floral notes. 94 points out of 100 points. More information on the producer, as well as Rosautoctono, I think it's important to know about and to look for these wines and taste them. So I will feature those wines and put in a playlist right up here for Rosautoctono. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Come back to the tasting table for more wine reviews. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, molto grazie to you. I do appreciate it. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and WordPress. Stay tuned for more wine reviews at my tasting table. You're always welcome. Please come back for more, and I will see you very soon. Salute!